Hi everyone, it's Lynette Lewis, and this is chapter 1 of my book, Remember the Roses. I'm so honored that you're reading my book. I poured my heart into this book. In fact, I have been really working on it for about 10 years before I finally took the time and got it down on paper. I had so many requests from so many women across the country and really around the world wherever I'd speak saying, please tell your story. And they found great courage and hope from it. So I hope it'll do the same for you. Now, chapter 1 is called Barbie Was Married. Well, I don't know about you, but my sister and I have one sister. Her name is Brenda, and we're 2 years apart. We grew up playing with Barbie and Ken. Now, we had the Barbie universe in our house. We were not rich, but we had a little bit of this and a little bit of that for Barbie and Ken. The cars, the boats, the wardrobes. Oh my, the wardrobes we had. But the point was we would play with Barbie and Ken, and our story was that the two Kens, who were identical, of course, married identical twin Barbies, and they were both married. They had their families, and we just enjoyed playing because we were really envisioning our futures, the families we wanted to have, the children, the way we lived, the way we worked, and maybe you were the same. Maybe you didn't play with Barbie and Ken, but there was probably some vision you had in your heart and mind about how your future would look. I find that to be true of most of us. So we played Barbie and Ken for years, and I grew up thinking, I bet I'll get married in my 20s. Well then, if you've read the chapter, you know I went to college and I had a dream my sophomore year. Now, I'm not one to remember a lot of my dreams, but I did wake up remembering this one. And that, of course, was the road lined with roses. Well, for me, if you're like me, when you get a vision or a dream or a real sense of confirmation about something, you think it's going to happen quick. I thought, any day now, my great man on that road with the roses is going to come along. Well, he didn't come. And I graduated from college with no man on the road with the roses and no Ken in sight. Well, that meant that I had some surprises along the way. And one of the questions that I pose at the end of this chapter for you to discuss is, what are some of the surprises you've had? We all have surprises. Maybe yours were in the form of disappointments or bad relationships. For me, it was simply no relationship. Where is this guy? Was the dream for naught? Did I just think it up and hope it's true? What about all my plans for my life? And now I'm in my 20s and then ultimately in my 30s, which you'll read about in the coming chapters. And I'm waiting, and there's no sign of him to come. What does that do to our hearts? Well, there are many times that it does a lot of sad things, things that we regret later, or just general sadness and disappointment. Well, this book is really a book of hope. And in the chapters to come, you're going to hear me talk about practically how do you deal with surprises, hold on to that vision and not let go, but endure and really thrive in your journey along the way. So I want to thank you for coming along the journey with me, for reading the book and hopefully getting new hope and new vision as you too wait for your Ken, your Mr. Right, and the relationship that you really deserve in the end. So thanks for joining us. In the coming weeks, I'll be cheering you on. Subscribe to my channel by clicking the button below, or click the link above and the description below to stay connected. I look forward to being in touch.